redfish on. Good. That's a pretty nice fish. Alright, I'm not sure if y'all can even hear me. It's so windy out here. Wind is still blowing pretty hard. It was supposed to settle down in the afternoon, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. So, I'm going to see what we can do. Catching some bait first. So hopefully there's some pinfish around here, and then we'll try the oyster bars, and hopefully it'll lay down a little bit in the late afternoon so we can have some fun. All right, stick around. All right, first fish of the day. Doesn't feel like a big one. It might be a trout or something. It is really not. Oh, that's a red. Just a small red. Nice. All right. It's got a lot of energy. So at the start of this video, I was experimenting and wearing the GoPro on my chest, but unfortunately it just kind of resulted in a lot of weird camera angles and some crotch shots. I'm going to save you guys from having to experience any of that. That's why the video is kind of cut out and you really don't see a good release on this fish. That's a good fish. GoPro start. Oh, no way. All right, well, we just had another, that felt like a pretty nice red on. But then he spit the hook, which is a little surprising, but I guess that's why. Had way too much drag from the start, so he never really ate the shrimp in the first place. Alright, so just want to go over what I'm using for bait real quick. Did have some shrimp earlier that I caught a redfish on, but what I really prefer to use is just a piece of cut pinfish. It just always seems like that's the first thing redfish hit. I mean, everything eats a shrimp. I think the advantage to cut pinfish is that you don't have little pinfish and needlefish and lizardfish and just every damn fish in the sea trying to eat your shrimp, because everything does love a shrimp. But a pinfish is something that redfish really apparently enjoy. So just a nice piece of cut redfish like this, usually the best bait in my experience for catching a nice redfish. What are we using? Just 25-pound leader, and I think this rod has 15-pound braid on it. This is the Shimano Stratic 4000. Okay, got a pretty good fish on. Actually feels like probably a nice red. Feels heavy like a redfish. feel like a cast netting show instead of a fishing show. Spending more time cast netting than anything else, but definitely paid off because this is a good looking fish. That's a pretty nice fish. I'm gonna guess about 24, 25. Let's see. We got the nose on 0, tail pinched to 24. Yeah, right on 24. Yeah, that's a nice redfish. I'll get another picture. Alright y'all, we got our redfish from yesterday, and I went ahead and gutted him, as you can see, and took the gills out before we went home. But today I'm going to go ahead and finish filleting him. I'm going to leave the scales and the skin on, which is something I've never done before. But I saw somebody do a recipe like this and it looked really good. So I'm going to copy their style. And we're going to grill it after we get it filleted. So let's start right behind the head, like pretty much all fish. Around, just try to find the backbone. And what you do is stay on it. I like to just push out on the other side of the tail. Makes it a little bit easier. Now, to be honest, it really helps to have a sharp knife, which my knife is not as sharp as it should be, which does kind of make things a pain. But I'm going to work with what we got. And there we go. One fillet. Didn't leave a ton of meat. There's a little bit there down there on the tail. That's all right. I'm gonna take that throat out as well, I think. All right, so this was not intentional, but today's episode turned into a catch and cook. So we got some rainbow carrots going in. What are these? Garlic Parmesan carrots? Yeah. Roasted garlic Parmesan carrots. So those should take about 20 minutes. And then over here we have our redfish, which I'm gonna cook this with a little bit of olive oil. I left the skin and the scales on, and this is the throat cut out into 2 pieces. So we're just gonna do olive oil and then a couple of spices, and that's it. And then lobster tails were on sale, so why not? Gonna have a couple of lobster tails, which we're gonna keep it simple, just a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper on the lobster tails. All right, fish is going on. We're gonna try it 2 different ways. I'm thinking 10 minutes should be good. Lobster tails going on. And now for the lobsters. Oop. That was not graceful. Okay, that looks delicious. Go ahead and dig in.
I don't want to be in it.
You have to be in.
I don't want to be in it.
All right, so we have the finished product here. We have cauliflower rice, or mashed cauliflower rather. We have a little bit of our redfish with some mango salsa and some garlic parmesan pesto carrots, and then a small lobster tail to go with it. So I'm not really into mukbangs. I'm not gonna make you guys watch me eat this food, but I promise you it's gonna be delicious. So thanks for watching if you made it to the end, and hopefully I'll see you in next week's video. So here's how you know it was good. There's nothing left. And mine would be gone, except I kept GoProing while we ate. So yeah, it was definitely delicious. I would definitely recommend cooking redfish with the skin and scales on. It was incredibly moist and really tasty. So see you in the next one.